One of the best business opportunities this year is certainly starting an e-commerce business and an Amazon store selling physical products. If you want to learn a little bit more about this business and how much it costs, this video we're going to be dissecting the essential costs of running an Amazon business as well as the optional costs. Are you ready? Let's get to work. With more opportunity comes more competition, but that should not deter you from starting your own business on Amazon this year. So we're going to be talking about some essential costs, things that you really need to think about, maybe non-negotiables, as well as optional costs that can help you be a better seller and better succeed on Amazon. But before we get started, if this is your first time watching a video on this channel, hi, my name is Crystal and I'm the founder of Amazon Sellers Society, and we help entrepreneurs, brands and businesses sell successfully on Amazon in the Middle East. If you want to learn a little bit more about our membership, our courses, as well as our business services, anything from listing your product to managing your account, you'll find all the information on our website, and you'll also be able to book a consultation call with our team, www.assmiddleeast.org. And as always, make sure that you like this video, you're subscribed to the channel, as well as leave me a comment in the comment section below do all of that if you want to win a 1-hour consultation call with me. Make sure you follow us on Instagram, Amazon Sellers Society, if you want daily Amazon and e-commerce inspiration. Let's get started with the important costs, or let's just call them the essential costs that you need to be thinking about once you start your business on Amazon. And cost number one, well, you can't sell on Amazon without having a seller account. Cost number one would be setting up your seller account. If you want to sell on Amazon in the Middle East, then this is going to be zero, because currently setting up your seller account on Amazon UAE as well as KSA is for free. However, on Amazon, there are two different types of seller accounts. There's the individual account as well as the professional account. The reason why you see most people say that you need to open a professional account is because in the individual account, you don't have the option of doing PPC ads. And advertising is definitely a it is going to be part of the essential cost. So it is a very important thing. But if you want to set up your business on Amazon in the Middle East, and I highly recommend that you do, it's going to be for free, and you'll be able to open your account and then later on start selling products. So if you don't have any products in mind, that's fine. Go ahead and set up your account first and then start the process. And talking about products to sell on Amazon, let's talk about cost number two, and that's tools. Definitely tools are very important. Some people might think tools and softwares are actually an optional cost, but for me, I think they are definitely an essential cost. Because again, thinking about Amazon as a very competitive marketplace, if a tool is able to give you just 10% additional edge over your competitors, then you should take that 10%. Tools can help you figure out if a product can be successful or if a niche that you're looking at is successful and is in demand. And they can also additionally help you verify that the product is not seasonal and it's not something that is trending. So they can help you better analyze Amazon data and make more better informed decisions. A tool cannot ensure that the product is going to be successful, nor can it select a product on your behalf. It's just a tool that provides additional data for you to make better informed decisions. There are a lot of tools out there. Some are currently operating on Amazon in the Middle East and some are not. And that's why I'm going to leave the list, and I'm going to keep it updated, of the tools that are currently available for Amazon UAE and KSA. I will leave it in the description box below, the list of tools, and we will keep it updated. One small tip: all of these companies, all of the softwares, they try to upsell you a yearly membership You don't need the tool for a year, especially if you're just launching a few products. You just need it for a few months. So I would recommend that you only subscribe to tools that have a monthly subscription and that you are clearly able to stop your subscription at any moment that you want. So make sure that you do that. Don't register for an annual subscription, especially if you don't know if you like the tool or not. Normally, this is going to set you back about 200 dirhams a month, but again, you don't need to use it for a full year. If you want to sell products on Amazon, then you need to list them. And for that reason, you need UPC barcodes. Barcodes are somewhat of not an easy topic for people to understand when they start selling on Amazon, or an easy subject. So UPC barcodes are something that you need in order to add your product to the Amazon catalog. I'll leave the UPC barcode videos linked in the description box so you can understand a little bit more about UPC barcodes. But normally you can purchase your UPC barcodes directly from GS1. However, you can't just buy one barcode. You're going to have to buy at least 100. So that's going to be a little bit expensive if you're starting out and you're just testing this business. Or you can buy UPC barcodes from authorized resellers. A lot of authorized resellers are able to sell you only one barcode if you need it and you don't need anything more. You can additionally create a GTIN exemption or apply for a GTIN exemption, whereby you can put your product, list your product on Amazon without needing a barcode, even if it's a branded product. So anyhow, a barcode, if you were to buy it from a reseller, would cost you anywhere between 18 to 20 dirhams per barcode. That's if you buy it from a reseller and not from GS1. Before jumping into the cost of inventory, which is probably the biggest cost associated with selling on Amazon, let's talk about samples. Samples are very important, and I highly recommend and suggest that you don't buy any, or you don't start your business without buying a sample, because you need to verify that the product that you are providing customers is a good quality product and it's something that people are going to be excited about, they're going to recommend to their friends, and potentially and possibly purchase again. So in order to verify all of that, all you need to do is to order a sample. Now, one thing that you need to think about is, well, if you order one sample, how are you gonna, or what are you gonna compare it to? So how am I gonna know that this product is good unless I compare it to other products? With that being said, you need to think about ordering more than one sample from separate suppliers so that you can compare which one is better, which one is the best amongst all three. Ideally, you would get 3 samples. Or additionally, what you can do is you can order one sample from the supplier and then log into Amazon and order products from other sellers on Amazon currently that are selling something very similar. So you can do both, but ideally a sample needs to be compared to something else so that you know if it is a good product or if it isn't a good product, and if you can find something better. Normally a sample is technically for free when you purchase a sample from a supplier, or it's not that expensive. But what is going to be expensive is shipping the sample, because you're probably going to ship it through a courier company like DHL because you want it quickly to arrive to the UAE if you live in the UAE, or no matter where you live. And that's going to set you back anywhere between 50 and 100 USD, depending on the size and weight of the product. Going into the second part of a very essential cost other than the sample and related to the product, well, the cost of inventory. You need products in order to sell them on Amazon, and you need inventory. And this is where it becomes a little bit tricky for me to give you a number, because the great thing about selling online and on Amazon in particular is that you have the freedom to sell the product at any price point that you want. You can sell really, really cheap products, and you can sell very luxury, high-end products. It's up to you, and it's up to you to decide how you want your business to go. Now, with that being said, let's put a number just to make it easy. Let's say that you are gonna get a unit that's gonna cost you $5 directly from China. There is always an MOQ associated with the products that you are purchasing from China, a minimum order quantity. And it's not always a good MOQ. Sometimes it's a little bit high. But let's assume that for this example, it's going to be a 300 MOQ. So we're ordering 300 units at $5 each. We ordered the products. We need them to be physically in the location where we are selling. So we need to ship them either to the UAE, to KSA, or to whatever marketplace you decide to sell in. Shipping is additionally not an easy number for me to, it's not a general rule of thumb. And shipping, you have two options. You have shipping via air, and that is expensive, but it's very fast. And if you want to just simply start selling as soon as possible, that's the way that you want to go. That's the shipping method that you want to choose. Or you've got sea shipping, where you are shipping the product. It's slow. It's slow, but it's very inexpensive. So you've got both options, and you can choose whichever one makes better sense to you and your vision of whatever business you want to do. So if we were to ship products via sea, again, of course, it's dependent on the weight of the product, the quantity, of course, and the volume of your products. But just for this example, I'm going to set aside about $500 to ship 300 units from China all the way to the Amazon warehouse. That's why you need to make sure that whatever shipping you're doing, you want it to be DDP, meaning it goes through everything. It goes through customs and all the steps that are associated with shipping, and you can send it directly last mile to the Amazon warehouse. Now, before moving on to the more technical costs associated with Amazon, one essential cost, I would say, is a logo and branding. Maybe you might think it's not an essential cost, but again, because Amazon has become such a competitive business, you want to try to create a brand that stands out from the crowd. A logo isn't going to make your product desirable, of course, but it is going to verify the fact that you are selling a brand. It's not just another generic product. And additionally, you're going to be able to stand out from the crowd, stand out from potential Chinese sellers a little bit more. Creating a logo isn't very expensive. You need to think about the brand, you need to think about the name, and you need to be creative. But you can find really good graphic designers on Fiverr, for example, or Upwork that can help you create a brand and a logo for your product. And it can start anywhere from 200 dirhams all the way up to, well, if you work with very experienced graphic designers, it can be much more expensive. But I think this is an essential this is now an essential cost that you need to think about when you're selling on Amazon. The difference between selling on Amazon and online and selling offline in brick and mortar stores is that customers can't analyze the product. They can't hold it, they can't see it, they can't see how heavy it is, they can't smell it, they can't do anything with the product other than look at the images that you provide. That's how important an image online on Amazon or on your own e-commerce store is. That's why you should definitely invest in high quality images, because that's how you're selling the product, based on images. The number one thing that you can do for your business is get your products photographed professionally. And if you're thinking about this type of service, Amazon Sellers Society has a partnership currently with Pic Booster, fantastic Amazon photography studio based out of Finland. You can get this service directly in the UAE without having to send your products to Finland or anywhere. If you are interested in that, I'm going to leave all the information linked in the description box below. It is additionally on our website, so you know how it works and how it functions. Additionally, you can also take images directly from your supplier and send them to a good graphic designer on Fiverr, and that graphic designer can play around with the images and give you something a little bit better than, you know, getting images directly from Alibaba. So you want to think about the images as an investment. It's something that you create once, and images live as long as your product lives online. So this is a really, really essential cost, and you should definitely choose the best option for your business, because That's how people are purchasing your product, mainly based on images. I can't talk enough about images. They are very important, and I'm sure you also agree. But this is also a cost associated with the type and levels of service that you are looking for, whether that be professional photography or images directly with a graphic designer. But it can be anywhere between 500 dirhams, and it can go all the way up from there. What about PPC ads? PPC ads are also considered, in the current climate that Amazon sellers are finding themselves in. PPC ads are definitely an essential cost. You cannot sell on Amazon without advertising, especially in the beginning, especially if you're launching your product in a competitive environment. So you want to do PPC ads, and there's nothing wrong about advertising. It's a great thing about e-commerce and about business, and it's a great thing to be able to showcase your product in front of customers that are actually looking for it. And that's how PPC ads work. Now, PPC ads, the cost is dependent on what you are selling, what category you are selling in, and how many other people are actually advertising in that category. Because PPC ads work on a bidding type of system whereby somebody else is bidding for that particular spot of that spot on the website. So it could be anywhere from 70 dirhams per day, and it can go all the way up to 200 or even more when you are launching your product on Amazon. Of course, these costs change, and they're going to be reduced once you are selling and you're doing very well, and once your product is organically ranked on the first page. But just as a general idea, it's going to be anywhere between 70 to 200 dirhams per day. Essential costs, this is a full list of what we talked about. These are the essential costs that you need to be thinking about and you need to allocate once you want to start your Amazon business. What about the optional costs? There are some additional fees or costs that I think are optional. You might want to think about them. And number one, let's talk about trademarking. So trademarking your brand and your logo is very important because you can use that trademark and apply to what is known as brand registration on Amazon. And once you do that, Amazon are going to open up something called EBC, Enhanced Brand Content, meaning you can create your own store on Amazon and your own website that is dedicated, your own web page just for your brand on Amazon. You can have videos, graphics, additional images added to your listing, and that's going to really change your conversion rate and really accelerate your sales. So think about trademarking. Maybe it's not something that you want to do in the very beginning, but it is something that is very essential if you want to do this business, if you want to do it successfully. Trademarking in the UAE costs about 8,000 dirhams for you to get a trademark. And it's going to be anywhere between 2 to 3 months. Of course, you're going to get that trademark and then you're going to apply for Amazon brand registration. And that normally takes anywhere between 1 month to 3 months for Amazon to approve you. So there is a certain timeline also associated with that. Now, essential cost number 2, custom packaging. We talked about logos and the fact that you're going to use that logo and imprint it on your product. But custom packaging is also, it's not an essential cost, it's an optional cost, but it also validates and verifies your brand. So especially if you're selling a product that can be giftable, you definitely need to have custom packaging. To create a custom package, you will want to work with a designer. To create a package, you will also want to print that package, whether you let your supplier print it for you or you find a custom a package manufacturer in China that can print the packaging and then send them over to your supplier so that your supplier can put the product in the packaging. You can do either way. You can choose your supplier for them to do all of that for you, but there are obviously a lot of costs associated with that, but it is definitely worth it. You can choose a package as simple as just a cardboard box with your logo and some graphics on it, or you can go very super custom, like think about the iPhone boxes, for example. So some people collect them. They're so interesting and so intricately made. So this is part of the experience of somebody purchasing your product, and definitely having a really good purchasing experience definitely has shown a higher recommendation rate from customers. So people who are going to get that product, and they're going to get a wonderful experience when they open the product and your custom packaging, they're probably going to recommend your product. There might be, if it is that type of product, they might want to purchase it again, and they might purchase it as a gift. Overall, it does make a big difference for the whole user experience. And last but not least, optional cost number 3 is social media advertising and influencer marketing. It's one of the best ways in order to generate demand for your product, finding fantastic influencers on social media normally influencers on social media you find are kind of niche target. They have a certain target for their audience. So let's say you're selling a fitness product, and you can find fantastic influencers that talk about healthy eating, exercising, all of that stuff. So you can find somebody that can promote your product to their followers, to their loyal followers and audience. People who probably might have never heard about your product before, didn't know that it existed, and maybe they weren't even looking for it. So that's an interesting way of generating demand. So we use social media in order to generate demand, get more customers, people who don't know about your product. So we're generating, rather than using PPC ads to just showcase the product in front of people who are actively searching for it. So that's the difference. Social media, influencer marketing, I'm not going to give you a cost because it can be very expensive, or it can be done properly and correctly. There are a lot of what is known in the industry as micro-influencers, people who don't have a huge following, and they're incredible. They have incredible loyal followers, and they're willing to work with you just as a favor. So they're willing to showcase your product if they like it, and it's going to be completely for free. You just provide them the product, or maybe you want to work with big time influencers, and there is a fee associated with that, whereby they're promoting your product to their followers as well. So it's up to you, and it's obviously very much dependent on the type of product and the type of vision that you have for your business, but it's definitely something to look forward to or to think about. Lots of costs to think about when you want to start selling on Amazon, and lots of pieces that you want to puzzle together in order to create a fantastic business selling products to amazing people via Amazon. That's it for this video. Make sure that you leave me a thumbs up and leave me a comment about anything or any question that you have related to Amazon. And I'll see you in another video with more information. Bye.